welcome everyone. Forking filet mignon here from Medium Rare Poetry and its surrounds, which are all gardens. As you know, we live in Australia, and one of our favourite things to do is to watch gardening programs on YouTube, especially ones from America, because it's always nice to compare what happens up there compared to what happens down here. And one of our favourite gardening programs is Visit Our Garden on YouTube, featuring Robbie McMenemy and his husband Brent. And in this last year or so, they have transformed their garden into something absolutely spectacular, with lots and lots of fun on the way. And they've had their problems too with creatures who want to do them harm. So I will put a link, by the way, to Visit Our Garden in the description down below. Anyway, in the meantime, I've written a poem that will compare what North American gardeners have to contend with compared to us Aussies. So I present to you Moles, Voles and Gopher holes. Moles, Voles and Gopher holes by Filet Mignon. Stateside. Gardening in America's a hazardous affair, fraught with dangers high and low that bring you to despair. So if you plan to garden in this land of green extremes, here's some tips to warn you of the dangers unforeseen. Now first, you must prepare yourself, for this is manual labour. Your efforts will be scrutinised by nosy, pesky neighbours. Your hands will end up dirty, and some blisters may prevail. There's scratches, bumps and bruises. You may even break a nail. Protective gear is vital, like a backyard hazmat suit. Well, sunscreen and a wide-brimmed hat will keep you looking cute. A pair of gloves will save you from most nasty kinds of pricks. Innocent red roses will draw blood to make you sick. Now, as your garden starts to bloom, are you resting on your laurels? Hell no! There are critters that will devastate your florals. They're tiny little creatures that will multiply with glee as soon as they find banquets in your flowers and your trees. There are spider mites and aloe mites and aphids oh so small, but they produce great armies as way up your stems they sprawl. Their tiny little straws inject and suck out all your sap and dehydrate your dahlias in the time you take a nap. The slippery little suckers in the guise of slugs and snails will turn your leaves to compost, only leaving gooey trails. Your flowers will turn deathly as the budworms start to feed. You never had a chance of saving any of their seed. Then underneath the ground there lurks blind predators galore, like jumping worms aplenty. On your soil they've gone to war. And then there are the miners with a covert gourmet goal of snacking on your roots. These are the gophers, moles and voles. The plants you placed the other day are now just lying flat. Thank you to these groundhogs that will outperform most rats. And finally, there are butterflies that grace your gardenscape. Their larvae will emerge from eggs. Overnight, your plants are raped. The borers have laid waste to your abundant crop of apples. The funeral service tragic in your sacred compost chapel. There'd be pretty critters in your realm. Sometimes there is a glut, like fluffy, jaunty squirrels that will nibble on your nuts. and raccoons have a cheeky grin, and they're so soft and fluffy. But don't be fooled, the damage done will make you go all huffy. The hummingbirds are brilliant in their colours and their speed. They are the only antidote for all those spiteful breeds. It's time to grab the chemicals and put an end to this. The money that you spent on plants was meant to bring you bliss. But now your pristine garden beds no longer give you cheer. The final straw was Bambi and her doe-eyed family dear. They munched the straggling remnants of your budding horticulture, remind you of a carcass that's picked clean by Vic the vulture. But wait, there are the beneficial bees and pollinators. You can't go spraying pesticides on nature's promulgators. Besides, the weather's changing as the seasons come and go. In just a tick your garden will be buried under snow, and that will slow the nasties. Thus in spring you start anew. The garden centre's calling, and their crosshairs are on you. This cycle is the natural way to keep your thoughts attuned on plants that are resilient to the perils that ballooned. You'll hone your skills and knowledge. Your experience will show that planting plastic poppies will enhance your chic chateau. The other side. Now down here in Australia, you'll find gardening is a breeze, with sun and rain and sweet fresh air and most amazing trees. Oh yes, it can get humid. You can sweat with just a thought. We simply jump into the surf should we get overwrought. Our native flora is kept safe from foreign-born impurities by border guards enforcing our strict biotype security. Our critters are a special kind, unique to this brown land, and here's a brief description that our gardeners understand. We have the little grubs and mites that could propose a threat, but butcher birds will clean them up before the sun is set. Our flying friends are careful, as here lives a clever spider, a catch-and-kill tarantula that turns a bird to cider. And when it comes to tunnels, there's our master of combat, an awe-inspiring giant, yes, the hairy-nosed wombat. Their burrows are enormous, and they range both wide and far. One warren was so massive that it swallowed up a car. The other rodent species that may seek our garden manor fall victim to the hunger of the 6-foot-long goanna. This lizard is a bonus if you've got one close at hand. If not, we have some lethal snakes to help you make a stand. The king brown and the taipan will take care of any foe, but watch out where you put your foot, your life you may forego. Arachnids that control our pests we normally avoid. The funnel web and redback will get lethal when annoyed. Iconic kangaroos will gobble everything in sight. Even poisonous plant life they will munch on with delight. An unprotected garden makes their diet needs complete. The plants remaining unconsumed are flattened with their feet. The oddly shaped scrub turkey likes to build a massive nest of leaves and forest litter, though your mulch he loves the best. His constant fevered scratching will soon rearrange your beds and build a giant compost heap right on your lawn instead. Discretion is important when we plan our garden scene. The hardier the better if the hazards are foreseen. Case in point, we built a pond, a very grand affair, and then the crocodile moved in, a perfect place to snare. It kept the local roosters in a state of circumspect. No more that raucous crowing out of terrified respect. He's better than a shotgun or a sharp defensive sabre, our sentinel of privacy for those nosy, pesky neighbours. Well, nature must have realised that I was going to present this poem today, because just before I came in to record this, a 6-foot long carpet python just slithered his leisurely way through our garden in search for little rodents and things like that. It's just a beautiful thing. They're reasonably harmless, except for rodents and things, and they are the most beautiful snake that you've ever seen. So, anyway, I hope you like the poem. Please like, share and subscribe, and press the notification bell, and then YouTube will tell you when I'm doing another one. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye for now.